Story time. So I play in a men's league every Tuesday. My boy, me and Jason play a lot of golf together. We wanted to get some reps in Monday to get ready for men's league. So we get paired up with these two random kids, just the most Mormon, straight off their mission, just thinking they're saving the world one person at a time, um, which is fine, Like, I'm born and raised here in Utah. I'm used to it. It's not a big deal. Anyway, but they see me and Jason are heavily tattooed, and get there. Um, and so I don't know if they were trying to do anything but impress us, really. So whenever I play with strangers, I like to let them pick the tee box, like what we're gonna play, just because like I want them to feel comfortable, and like I'm an average golfer at best, but like I can play from pretty much any tee box. I might not play well from them, but I can play from them. So they chose the blue tees, which are pretty much right in the middle. Um, they're like, yeah, we only play from the blues. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. We can play from the blues. So we we're playing Sleepy Ridge. If you've never played there here in Utah, it's a fun course. It's a ton of fun. But we're playing hole one. It is a it is a dog leg to the right. It's pretty straightforward. It's not the longest hole. It's like 330 from the blues. Um, but you got to jump a duck marsh to get to the green. So your smart play is to, you know, I like to lay up and then jump the duck marsh, and then when you jump the duck marsh, it leaves you about 110, 115 yard little chip onto the green, and then you're putting for birdie. Nothing crazy. So we're playing from the blues, and so I can hit my driver off the blue tees. I don't have the fastest club speed, so I usually get about 230. Usually puts me about parallel to the green, and then literally it's just like a little 100-yard chip over the duck marsh onto the green. Anyway, so I what your club choice off the blue tees tells me everything about you. These young kids are gassing us up pretty much, just telling us how amazing they are. Um, One of them's a little bit bigger than the other, and I don't mean that in a mean way. Just he's a little bit thicker, he's a little bit taller. But anyway, so the thicker kid is hitting a 5 iron off the blue tees, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Let's see what this kid can do. He gets up there and absolutely chunks it so bad he didn't even clear the ladies' tees, and so I'm I'm already kind of like, okay, this is gonna be a long 9 holes. And so he does that. His buddy gets up there, same thing. He gets a 5 iron, and this kid swings so hard out of his shoes. If you've ever played Sleepy Ridge, hole one parallels to the driving range. This kid sent his ball so far left into the driving range, like it was nowhere to be found. But this kid's also just full of piss and vinegar, so he drives his golf cart out into the driving range to go hit his ball because he's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to impress us or if he thinks he's on the PGA Tour. He got to play where it lies. Like, we're just out there having fun. Um, Anyway, so me and Jason both got on two. I missed my birdie putt. He missed his. We both par out. Happy with our first start. I lost track of these kids' shots after their like bogey. And I think I watched the other kid do a double bogey. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, we're in for a really long, really, 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 really long 9 holes. All right, so we get to the next hole. It is a par five, dog leg left. It's a little bit of a longer one, but I'm like, okay, let's see what these kids can do with a driver. Again, these kids are straight up gassing us up, like just trying to make us think they are PGA pros. Oh, get there. Go, go, go. Um, Bigger kid, just baseball swings for the fences. And to his credit, hammered it over 300 yards. But he sliced it so hard, he ended up like middle fairway on the next hole. The skinnier kid, same thing. This kid's apex was so high. I've never seen a ball go so high. It was pretty impressive, but it went nowhere. And, he's throwing his clubs. He's acting like it's some big deal. And it's like, oh, I play better than this. And I'm like, dude, it's fine. Like, none of us are good at golf. Like, you're playing with two strangers. We don't care that you're good or bad. Anyway, so me and Jason just pretty much play our game. They're not really talking to us too much. I think they feel uncomfortable around us, but whatever. But I always enjoy watching teenage kids just try to act like they're these crazy pros. Anyway, so we get out of there. I probably had the best chip onto the green I've ever had. I end up parring out. This hole is really tricky. It has a mean slope to it, so you have to really be careful where you end up. Jason birdied it. I end up parring it. And same thing. These two kids, I think, was bogey, double bogey. All right, by the time we get to the third hole's a par 4. It's pretty straight, pretty boring, nothing crazy. Same thing. We watched both of these kids just hammer the worst drives I've ever seen. And they're both just like, oh man, we're just off. Today's an off day. We're so much better than this. I'm like, dude, I really don't care. Like, we're just out here trying to have fun, getting ready for men's league. But I don't know. Does anyone else have that problem? Does it bother me? Like, don't try to pretend to be better than you actually are, because I'm the first one to tell you I am not the best golfer in the world. But anyway, we finished that 4th hole. We ended up catching up to the group in front of us. I've never seen the course this backed up. There were 3 groups in front of us on hole 5, and none of us had anywhere to go. So Jason had to be to work, and I'm pretty sure I had an appointment that I had to be to. So we ended up getting rain checks. We know the pro pretty well in the front, and he's always super kind to us. So like, he hooks up with our rain checks. We're pretty much giving them right back when we go to men's league the next day. But I'm super thrilled that we ended up ditching out, because I don't think I would have been able to mentally handle playing another hole with these 2 fresh returned missionaries. They just weren't it, man. But if I ever run into them again, hopefully they've calmed down and they realize they're not impressing anybody. Oddly enough, get there, come on. One of my favorite times I've ever played with strangers was actually with a Mormon seminary teacher. He was actually one of the coolest guys I've ever met, and was a phenomenal golfer. And we had a great time. And so it has nothing to do with religion. I've had some great times with some religious people, but these fresh Mormon missionary boys were just a little too much for me. But it's always my favorite when me and Jason play together, because Jason is just as much tattooed as I am, and you just never know what looks you're gonna get. Stuck up rich dudes always judge us, but Jason's a phenomenal golfer. I'm a mediocre at best, but we usually can hold our own and usually turn some heads. But there's my fun little story. I don't know how fun it actually was, but just don't be those kids out on the golf course, man. I try to be super chill, understanding. I definitely get a little carried away with pace of play. If I get slowed down, I don't necessarily enjoy playing as much. I like to keep a fast pace. It's just how I play. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't know if we're gonna get this hole in one today. I'm coming close in 1 or 2, but I'm also chunking it pretty bad. Oh, be the ball, be the ball. Oh! We almost dunked it. I'll take it. We almost dunked it. I'll take it. All right, I think that might be the one I end on. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna think of some more fun stories. I'm gonna keep trying to get this hole in one. But thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and peace out.